Here. Kroll.
Here.
Patrick.
Here.
Neal. Kearney.
Here.
Hines. Florima.
Here.
Fairchild.
Here.
Corcoran.
Here.
We have a couple of our members that are not with us this evening. Do I have a motion to excuse Beth Neal and Aaron Hines?
So
Mr.
moved.
Florina, seconded by Ms. Fairchild. Roll call on that motion, please.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florima.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
And we have excused them from the meeting this evening. If everybody would, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The minutes of the previous meeting have been distributed for review. If you folks have reviewed the minutes and we have no corrections, do we have a motion to accept these minutes? Ms. Kearney, a motion? Or
A second.
okay, and seconded by Mr. Florina. Roll call on that motion.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florima.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
And the minutes from the previous meeting have been accepted. At this time, we have reports of our committees.
Yes, we need to do that.
Okay. We have 2 scheduled public hearings this evening. This, before we go into the reports committee, would probably be an excellent time for them.
The first item is to amend Chapter 1179.08, General Requirements, Permanent Signs of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Chillicothe, Ohio. And the reason we have to have a public hearing on this, just in case you have a question about that, any change to the zoning code, regardless of how minor or how large it is, it must be set for a public hearing after it's approved by the planning commission. So that's it. And I guess any members of council or public officials, first of all, have anything to say on this one? If not, any members of the public? And that public hearing is closed. The second one is to approve the action of the Planning Commission of the City of Chillicothe and rezoning property located at 456 Western Avenue, Chillicothe, Ohio, from residential office to general commercial. And this is the property that's located right across from Central Center, and it always was used as a garage, but it ceased being used as a garage, and that's why the rezoning had to take place. And just again, for information purposes, to my knowledge, there has been no objection by property owners adjacent to it or any member of the public before tonight's public hearing. So again, any council members wish to be heard, any city officials wish to be heard.
It's just basically going to commercial, but that's what it's been used for.
Right, and right now it doesn't look very nice, but
No.
I'm sure it'll look a lot nicer when somebody gets in there and
Right. It's been
spruces it
vacant
up
for
and
a
tries
bit.
to run a business out there, so.
Yeah. I don't know.
Any member of the public, again, that one is closed now. Regular meetings.
All right. Thanks, John. Moving on then, we will go to our reports of committees. I have passed out a list of outstanding committee assignments that are in process. So as you go through your reports, try to identify also onto your assignments, if you would, please. would like to go first? Mr. Tapman?
Thank you, President Arnold. Yeah, I got your list email, and see you have several items, but some of them I can't do anything with right at the moment. But 16136, that's the vacated alley from Norris. Proper paperwork wasn't presented at the time, so that's still, I think they're working on it. I think Norris is trying to get that. That's the one I believe we're waiting on. They had to get information from the owners next to them, property owners.
My understanding is that although Norse itself is the owner of adjacent property, they had to consent in writing, and that needs to be made a part of the legislation. So that has now been conveyed to them, and I've seen the document. It's not, I didn't see an executed document, but I've seen the document. Debbie at the Planning Commission has sent me a copy of it. She says it's in the works, and it should go to you as soon as they have it.
Okay, good deal. Also 17057 2nd Street two-way. Well, right now they're in the process of doing a traffic count on the corner 2nd and Payne, and at least we're working on it. And as soon as I get that information, I'll have another meeting. 17059. This is a good one. Funds for signs for truck routes. I was having a meeting on these truck route signs down on East Main Street, and I was told that the signs were already up. Now, I never saw a cost for the signs for the truck routes, so, or how many they put up. So I don't, this is really not an issue for me right now.
Take it out of committee, probably?
Take it out of committee.
Okay.
Streetscape, 17067. I do intend on having a meeting as soon as I get some free time, and we're going to go over this again. And I'm going to lock Pat and Dr. K in the room, and we're going to hash this thing out. We're going to figure this thing out. Right? 17068. Review sidewalk ordinances, and I was just talking to Ms. Fairchild, and we do have some issues around the school. Imagine that need to be addressed, but we need to get together with Luke and our service director and try to figure out what we're doing on the sidewalk ordinances. So that's going to be in process. Then 17139, speeding issues on Allen. That's being addressed by the signage we purchased that they put in different places to check and see who's speeding in what areas. And I believe, I don't know what you want to do, so I can take it out of committee, but we're working on it because when are those signs going to be put up, by the way?
They're being put up now.
Okay.
I believe, I can't remember where, but there's one they're still waiting on a oops before they can dig down.
Okay, so this is a work in progress, but I really can't see keeping it in committee, so I'd like to just take it out of committee.
Were you still going to consider a stop sign at that intersection?
Well, we've got to wait till we get the issues, as, you know, if they so decide that we need one there.
We'll keep it in committee until you hear your results.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll have to do that.
That's all right. I mean,
Yeah, at least I whittled some of my stuff off the list.
okay.
All right, now, on to other things. For tonight, third reading for the number one, which is permanent signs, codified ordinances. And number two, third reading, approve the action of the Planning Commission on the 456 Western Avenue. And it's being changed back to general commercial. And that's all I have.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patton.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Ms. Fortman?
Yes, I will be speaking on behalf of Beth Neal this evening. The Development Committee has 5 items. One, then number 3, third read for amend section 71703 and 71705 of the codified ordinances of the City of Chillicothe. Hopefully this will pass this evening. Number 5, authorize the appropriation of funds in the amount of $6,945 as participating local funds for Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission on the behalf of the City of Chillicothe and at the appropriate time.
I will ask to waive the 3-read rule. Actually, for the 6, 7, and 8, I will be asking to waive the 3-read rule. Number 6, accept and appropriate $4,752 received as a payoff of the CHIP mortgage. Number 7, accept and appropriate $4,304 received as a payoff of a CHIP mortgage. Number 8, approve the application for the PY 216 CDBG Target of Opportunity Grant on behalf of the city, authorizing the mayor to sign a contract with Ohio Regional Development Corporation. We had submitted the grant. There was something that was missing on it, so they sent it back, so we've had to re-sign it, so that also has a time deadline on it. So on number 5, 6, 7, and 8, I'll be asking to waive the 3-read rule.
Okay, very good. Anything else?
And that's it.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Fairchild.
I'd like to address item number 3 on the agenda. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to commit that back to the Development Committee. I have had some concerns raised by some citizens, and I'd like that to go back to committee to be considered.
And I have a motion to commit item number 3 for future review of council, seconded by Ms. Patrick. Roll call on that motion.
Tatman,
Yes.
Kroll,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Kearney,
Yes.
Florina,
Yes.
Fairchild,
Yes.
Corcoran.
Item 3 is committed for further review.
How did you vote? How did you
Roll
vote?
calls.
Well, I'm confused here, because I don't, was this discussed with Mrs. Neal?
No, not yet. I was going to talk to her tonight, and she's not here, so I haven't had the opportunity to speak with her.
Am I allowed to ask what the concerns are? Because I was on the committee, so I'm
Sure.
just curious whether or not it's something that needs to be.
There's concerns regarding how restrictive it is. There's concerns about the ability for us to enforce it. It looks like the police department's enforcing it, if that's appropriate. The restrictive nature has a lot to do with private property, and if we have jurisdiction over that private property, questions like that.
Okay. I'll say no.
Okay. Still passes.
It's fine.
It's committed for now.
We've already had it.
It'll come back at the same read that it is, as long as we meet the 3-day receipt rule, although when it does come back at the 3rd read that evening, it won't pass. We cannot vote and pass it that evening. But it will come back at the same read that it was. Okay. Anything else? Other committee reports? Yes, Mr. Florina.
Thank you, President Arnold. Safety doesn't have any items on the agenda. Just wanted to touch base on a few items that are still out. The parking ticket ordinance is at the law director for review. Should be up against them on the next meeting. And for with that, this 17073, 17051 with consider mass notification system. I'm going to have to get back together with Mr. Minnie and get the latest costs and see what I could bring to council to consider as far as pricing is concerned. Now on 17037, I'm going to have to circle back with the law director because from what I was told and that this might not be enforceable. You know what I mean? Anything that we could put up. So I'm gonna have to see if we're gonna pull that out of committee. And I'll have to review that with the law director. And then finally 17153, which is for the probation officers. We did meet. I have to reach out with the courts and see if they'll accept our recommendation. That concludes our report.
Thank you, Mr. Florina. Anybody else have any committee reports? Not seeing any, we will move on to reports of officials. Our mayor is not present this evening. Would Mr. Carmen have anything he'd like to say?
Just a couple things. Spoke with the engineer today. We should start seeing some movement for our paving project here within the next week. They'll start on the handicap ramps. And then in a couple weeks after Fair Week, you'll see the paving machines moving into town. So we're excited to see that happen. And then the other item I'd like to bring up is that our new utilities director, David Fischel, started today. If you get a chance, stop by, introduce yourself. He hit the ground running today. We'll just say that he had a couple of projects waiting on him when he got here today. So we're real excited to have him start. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brown. Our auditor, Ms. Spetnagel.
I don't have anything to report today.
Okay. And our law director is present. I don't have anything to add. So we will move on to audience participation. Yeah. Connie, would you like to say anything?
How you doing?
Or what member of the audience? Nice to see you. I'm glad you come, absolutely. Okay. Just remember.
Rain or shine.
Just remember, you can only talk 5 minutes, okay? Okay. Moving on to old business. Anybody have any old business they'd like to bring up? Not seeing any. We move on to petitions and correspondence received by the clerk.
Mr. President, I received a notice from the Ohio Division of Liquor Control in reference to the issuance of a new permit to Sam's East Incorporated, doing business as Sam's Club, 4963 at 1270 North Bridge Street. And that's all I have, Mr. President. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clausen. Moving on to new business. Does anybody have anything new they'd like to bring up? Yes, Mr. Kroll.
Well, today is my wife's birthday. So I don't know if that falls under new business or actually old business,
It's
but
new.
she's catching up to me. But I do want to wish her happy birthday. That was it.
Happy birthday to your wife. Oh, that's good.
Hey, when you forget, that's a good way to remember.
Yes. By public announcement, that's good. That's as good as having a sign on the billboard.
That's true.
right.
It's cheaper.
That'll be in the minutes now.
Yes, Mr. Tappan.
I do need to ask our service director, we need to have a meeting on some of the situations going on around the schools. I guess there's some issues about building that extra road to get their buses, and also some sidewalk issues. So I'm suggesting that you, Luke, and my committee, and I think Ms. Fairchild wants to be in it since she's got the skinny on what's going on. Right? Well, anyhow, she's you might bring, what's the guy that's heading the, Mike Mendenhall. We need to get our heads together on this, because right now it sounds like they got some issues. We're not paving Mill Street this year?
I don't have the map with me. I know that the roads we're not paving up there is because of the gas company going to be doing work up there.
Right. Well, see, I guess that's presenting an issue for the schools, because they were supposed to be able to use our people that are paving to do their job. And with their equipment up there, that would have been a little less expensive to get theirs done.
That's the first I've heard of that.
Okay, well, we need to figure this out, because it's going to be a big issue.
Next Monday, off Monday, when you want to call.
Yeah,
Well, you
Monday evening, yeah.
need to see if the school's gonna be able to be in attendance. You need to check to make sure the school is gonna send their representative.
Yeah, let's go, Mendenhall.
Or whoever they decide.
Well, yeah, that's
They
true.
might have a board meeting that night.
Yeah.
You know, make that tentative and announce it at a later date, or?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it, but let's go ahead and let our service director and the mayor put their heads together and make sure that's what we want to do. I think it's going to be an issue that we are going to have to pay attention to rather quickly.
6:30 you're talking about?
No.
6:30, Dave?
Yes, that's fine.
Does the,
6 sidewalks around, yeah, we can do that.
6:30 next Monday?
Yes.
So you wanna talk about sidewalks around the
Yes,
school?
around that area.
Mill Street, maybe?
Well, no,
We were
well,
talking about Cherry Street.
Is this an assignment or is this a general meeting? What is this?
we need to just have a general meeting and make sure that we're on the same page as the schools. Because they're gonna have enough fun in that area without, having additional problems.
So maybe the engineering department
Yeah.
needs to be talked to
Yeah, that probably wouldn't hurt.
first. And then coordinate people instead of us.
Do you,
Yeah.
you
It's
want
not an assignment,
call it
so.
as a review session?
You can call it, yeah, if you call it a review session, that means
Review
I'll be looking
something.
at more smiling faces.
Council people? Okay, well, I'll call a review session then for next
Yeah,
Monday,
that way,
6:30.
if anybody got any input,
We don't have to have a committee assignment to have a review session.
no, I don't want a committee, we just need to talk this out and see what's going on, so we can try to get everything going in the right direction.
Call as a review session next Monday at 6:30.
All right, sounds good to me.
All right.
The sidewalks are an assignment.
Well, yeah, but we can still talk about it.
Okay. I didn't know if it would be publicly said that that would go.
It touches on one of his assignments, yes.
Yeah, the mayor had asked when we met last week, Mr. Carmen, he asked me to contact Mr. Tappan in regards to the ordinance around the sidewalks, because he wanted some changes made. And when I asked Mr. Tappan, he said he wanted to consult with the mayor before he started for verbiage of that ordinance and how that should be worded to give the city enough flexibility to be able to accomplish what they're trying to do, or what you're trying to do. Does that make sense? Do you remember that?
Financially, are we gonna be responsible for the sidewalks?
Not that I know of.
Well, no,
Okay.
it'll have to be on the burden of the homeowner, but
Okay.
the mayor has a plan that could help the homeowners out as far as how quickly they have to pay it off, added to their taxes. He's got a plan, we just have to hear it.
Thank you.
Any other new business? Okay. We've had very few assignments, only two actually, since the last meeting. And one is a request for legislation to transfer $1,000 from uniforms to ammunition and cap firearms in the municipal court. And also the finance request for legislation to appropriate $4,000 to various funds to pay for NOL income tax fees for the remainder of the year. And that's the only two assignments that we've had in the last 2 weeks. Meeting dates, we just announced a review session to talk with about sidewalks and paving around the schools next Monday here at 6:30. If there's nothing else, we move on to legislation. So, Mr. Clausen, whenever you're ready, item number 1.
Third reading of an ordinance amending chapter 1179.08, general requirements, permanent signs of the codified ordinances of the city of Chillicothe, Ohio. Third reading.
Roll call on that item.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
And that ordinance has passed. Item number 2.
Third reading of an ordinance approving the action of the Planning Commission of the City of Chillicothe in rezoning property located at 456 Western Avenue, Chillicothe, Ohio, from residential office to general commercial. Third reading.
Roll call on that legislation.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
No.
Corcoran.
Yes.
Item number 3 has been committed. Move on to item number 4.
First reading of an ordinance appropriating $1,000 from unclaimed funds to refunds and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Finance.
Wait, 3 reading.
I have a motion to waive the 3-read rule, second by Mrs. Patrick. Roll call on that motion.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
That motion has passed. Roll call on the legislation.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
And that ordinance has passed. Item number 5.
First reading of a resolution authorizing the appropriation of funds in the amount of $6,945 as participating local funds for the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission on behalf of the City of Chillicothe, Ohio, for fiscal year 2019 and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Ms. Corcoran?
Yes, I would request that we waive the 3-read rule, as
Second.
previously stated.
I have a motion to waive the 3-read rule, second by Mr. Florina. Roll call on that motion.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
And the motion is passed. Roll call on the legislation.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
And that legislation has passed, resolution actually. Item number 6.
First reading of an ordinance accepting and appropriating $4,752 received as payoff of a CHIP mortgage and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Yes, Ms. Corcoran?
I request that we waive the 3-read
I have
rule,
a motion to
please.
waive the 3-read rule, second by Ms. Patrick. Roll call on that motion.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
Motion is passed. Roll call on the legislation.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
And that ordinance has passed. Item number 7.
First reading of an ordinance accepting and appropriating $4,104 received as payoff of a CHIP mortgage and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Yes, Ms. Corcoran.
Yes, I would request that we waive the 3-read rule, please.
I have a motion to waive the 3-read rule, second by Mrs. Kearney. Roll call on that motion.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
Before I have you read the legislation, on my paper it says 4,304, and you said 4,140.
That's a typo.
Okay. That's
Sorry
fine,
about
that's
that.
fine. Go ahead and read
Okay, what's the,
the,
what's
what,
the actual number?
On the legislation, it's $4,104.
Okay.
okay. Go on, I'm sorry.
That's all right. My apologies for the typo.
It's no problem.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
And that ordinance has passed. You didn't have to do this, did
No, I do that every now and then just to show everyone I can make mistakes.
Why did you
Yes.
Catch it.
Why do you dig that in?
Item number 8, Tom.
First reading of a resolution approving the application for the PY 2016 CDBG Target of Opportunity Grant on behalf of the city, authorizing the mayor to sign a contract with Ohio Regional Development Corporation and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Ms. Corcoran?
Yes, I request that we waive the 3-read rule,
I have
please.
a motion to waive the 3-read rule, second by Ms. Kearney. Roll call on that motion.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
That motion has passed. Roll call on the item.
Tatman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kearney.
Yes.
Florina.
Yes.
Fairchild.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
and that resolution has passed. For those in the audience, if they don't know who Duke is, John has an absolutely beautiful rescue dog by the name of Duke. And every so often, he blesses us by bringing Duke in the meeting occasionally. So it's a beautiful dog. Does anybody else have anything to add this evening?
Nope.
Mr. Farina?
Motion adjourned.
Motion to adjourn, seconded by Mrs. Fairchild. Roll call on that motion.
Tatman?
Yes.
Kroll?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes.
Kearney?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Fairchild?
Yes.
Corcoran?
Yes.
We are adjourned.